Right, so it's Friday morning and it's 7:15 o'clock this morning. I am already running late for two reasons. There was unexpected frost on the windscreen which took a little while to clear, and I've forgotten the resilient bars for the job we're going to put the metal back on. So I've had to do a bit of a U-turn and I'm heading out to Elcost to pick some up. Today we're going to go back to the job with the cement board, hardy VL board, and we're going to complete the back of that apart from the trims around the window, because we can't actually measure them till the metal's on them. We've been waiting for the metal. Anyway, we'll get that done and hopefully that won't take too long. We'll finish that job. We'll do a quick, if I just check I've got microphones yet, we'll do a quick end of job video. If we've got the key for the inside, I'll show you inside as well, and then we'll head back to the job we were on yesterday where we put the roof on, and hopefully, if nothing else, bond the rubber down. So that's how today's going. It hasn't started off very well. 7:15, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Right, so there's your resilient bars, super resilient bars, £6.29, plus you've got VAT on top of that. I've just rung Shire now and they tell me slate batten is 74p a metre plus VAT, so that would be nearly £1 a metre. There is no, I've got asked a few times about the advantage to this now. There is no advantage to this, and it actually costs more, but I just prefer the look of it when the rivets are in. That's as simple as it goes. That's what it's called. Resilient bar. It's twice the price of the slate battens, but I do prefer the look of the rivets rather than the screws, so that's the way we go. So they just cost me 66 quid for 10 resilient bars, as opposed to probably half price for roofing battens, which we often have on site anyway. The rivets are fractionally cheaper than the colour coded screws and caps, but I do like the colour, the finish, the profile finish of the rivets, so I'm kind of thinking this is why I'm not earning any money, because I'm putting my own preference before profit. But I do, like I say, I do like the rivets, and I like using the rivet gun and all. It gives me a little bit of satisfaction just because it works. We aren't going, yeah? How am I going to start this? Right, let me think how I'm going to start this. Right, we have Oakwood garden rooms. If you've not seen us before, we build garden rooms. As I've said time and time again, we think they're the best in the country anyway, because our quality is second to none. Let's go and have a look at this one we built round here. So when we arrived at the job, the customer had a concrete sectional garage. It was 9 metres long and approximately 3 metres deep. It was an absolute ball ache to get rid of, but we managed to do that. I'll just show you the base. The base was a bit of a nightmare as well. Whoever previously had built this, you can see the thickness of the concrete, so we were never going to use that. And then this retaining wall on this side, I don't know if David can just see it over there, it's all started to collapse and break down over time because it's never been built right in the first place. So what we did, we cut some holes. You can see just one there where we've cut it there. We moved in because obviously didn't want to build too close to the retaining wall, and we dug some big old holes and filled them with concrete and used our rod system. Again, the rod system came good for us, whereas you couldn't have used ground screws, and to do a concrete pad would have cost a couple of £1,000 at least over this size. You can just see them there. So what the customer's going to do anyway, he's going to get all this removed. He's going to have a soak away put there for his drain. We just temporarily put that gutter down there, but he'll have a soak away put there, and he's going to have a patio around here as well, because obviously the ground level there, you can see it raises up to nothing there and it drops down to about 400 or 500 there. So what he wanted was a workplace and a family room for his wife. So we created this one. It's practically, it's 6 metres by 3, so he's lost 3 metres on depth. But when I first came to see him, like, I'd never upsell, so what I advised him that 6 metres was plenty size for what he actually wanted the room to do. So we've clad it in hardy VL. This colour is sailcloth. Now, if you watched the build video, I'll have talked about this, and when I first seen the sample I thought, it's not going to look that nice, but do you know what, it looks absolutely fantastic. And this is colour fast. It will stay this colour for 15 years guaranteed by the manufacturers, which means if you're going down the cedar route, you're going to have to constantly treat your cedar to get it look nice, but this will always look like this for at least 15 years, the guarantee anyway. So let's talk about it then. We've got plastic fascia and soffit on the top. There's a one-piece rubber roof membrane. Yeah, and like I said before, cement 5 boards on the side, clip-on corners there to tidy up the joints. We've also run Internet, again, this path is going to get replaced, so we've got our internet running down there with our power cable. All this will get replaced. We've got the Hardy VL to all 3 elevations, the front and the 2 sides. We've got some aluminium bifold doors. Everybody goes for anthracite at the moment. I don't know if that colour's going to change for a while yet. We've got a 2-gang socket there as well. We've done away with the black plastic one. We've gone for the stainless steel as a standard now. He's also got a window with an opener there and all, but I'll show you that. We've got one little job left to do on this. We just need to do some flashing around that window and put the end caps on, which we're still waiting for. He's got no maintenance cladding to the rear of the building. Now, again, that will stay like that for the lifetime of the job, and it gives the, his neighbour a pleasanter outlook than what she had before anyway, with the big concrete sectional garage. So on the soffit there, we've got some fire rated downlighters as well. They're in brushed stainless steel, and I'll just show you inside. Oh, we've got a security light as well. All these things come as standard in our package. You know, we're not going to be charging you extra just to put on a security light. It's a standard thing. It's all included in the price. So is the base, so is connection and everything. Right, he's got the beautiful aluminium sliding doors. When he's got his patio on here, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, he's going to be able to step out there, have a little table, and have some, what do they call it? Fucking, right, I'll cut that bit out, Davey. Right, we've got a window with an opener here as well. All aluminium, we don't fit UPVC. This customer has decided to paint the room himself. We've got a range of spotlights in the ceiling. They are fire rated and they are brushed as well. We've got a 2 kilowatt heater, which is sufficient for this size. John's connected that. Like I say, customer's going to paint it all up. We've got a little letterbox window there, a bit more light coming into the room, which was, when I first come to look at this job, that was what the customer really wanted. He wanted plenty of light for his wife to work. And we've got this TV fits to the wall. Now, the TV is connected to the soundbar, and somewhere in here, I believe, he's got an Xbox. Now, there's no wires on shore. Every time we do a job like this, we always put brush plates in the wall if the TV is going to go on the wall and he's going to have a unit underneath. So the cables are actually integrated in the wall, and there's a draw cable there as well, so you can pull up any future cables that you want. Oh, there's his Xbox, isn't it? That new one, Davey. Yeah. You're looking at it all the time. Right, I'm still old school, me, Xbox 360. Right, so there's his Xbox, and like I say, his cables are hidden, and he's got his modem. John has connected that to the internet in the house, and if you've watched our videos before, you know we provide exactly the same speed as if you were stood next to your router in your house, because that's what John does, and that's how he knows. And also, we have got a consumer unit, which is certified and tested, so that's it. David's leaning in because it's dirty and he don't want to bring muck into the room, but that's it. We build these like this day in, day out. The quality is second to none, and I'll just show you a little note that the customer has been kind enough to lay. Can you see that? Yeah, so there's your testimonial. We always provide this kind of finish on our builds. So if you're interested in one of these and you're looking for a garden room, then you will not get a better company in the UK to fit a garden room than us guys at Oakwood Garden Rooms. So thanks for watching. We're going to drop back on another one now, and I'll show you that getting built as well. We'll jump back on here now after we've finished that job. They took the polythene Right, we jump back on here now after we finished that job. They took the visqueen off the roof. What I'm doing now, we've been around with multi-tool and we've took all off the excess glue, but now you can see there's ridges and there's sand and there's glue, and we want to get rid of that, so we're going to use some of this 80 grit. That's pretty decent, and we'll put on a couple of palm sanders. I'll also hammer down any nails that have not gone home properly as well. David can see over there, look, David. Yeah, and what we're going to do, look, is just try and get rid of all that, because what we don't want is loads of lumps and bumps in the roof. We want to try and get it as smooth as we can. Yeah, it's Friday, so obviously we want to get ourselves off. So we're not doing much videoing today, but we've sanded the roof, we've multi-tooled all the glue off, we've sanded it down. I've put any nails down that were sticking out. Brandon and John and Davey have put the soffit fascia and all the trims on there. If Davey walks around there, you'll be able to see it. So we've got the 18mm full replacement fascia on the side, we've got the soffit underneath, that's 100mm, and on the front here we've got the hollow ribbed soffit, which Brandon is about to cut down for the downlighters in now. So if Davey just jumps up that ladder, Right, so this is how your roof should look just before you're about to put your rubber on. You can see there I've already fixed the first part of the 2-part gutter trim. All my fascia is cut flush with the top of the roof. It's all been sanded. I've blown it all off. Get rid of all the dust and all the bits. We don't want no crap under the rubber. What'll happen now, the rubber's just down the floor there. We'll throw the rubber up. It's quite sunny today, even though it's about 6 degrees. I'm thinking 20 to 2. We might leave it for maybe half an hour just to relax, because in this heat the black absorbs the heat obviously, and it'll relax a little bit and get the creases out just before we glue it down. So I'll get it up, I'll get it into the right position, I'll cut it off approximately, I don't know, 100 mil over, and then I'll go around and cut it 50 mil. If you've watched my videos before, you'll have seen me do this loads of times, and if you haven't, just have a look at the other ones because I won't be showing it on this one. But the rubber, when we hang the rubber over there, I'm going to cut it down that line. That's the length you need. They recommend 50 mil all the way around, but on there I'm going to stick my knife in there, and I'm just going to slice the rubber when it's overhanging down there, and that will be enough to compress into that 2-part gutter trim. This probably, there was ice on the windscreen this morning, so this probably will be the last roof we do where it's not below 0 maybe. It might get another one in before Christmas, but if it becomes below 0, you're not supposed to glue the rubber down. But what we do is we glue it down, we stick the 100mm insulation on the top, we put some visqueen over, we pull it down tight so it's got like a blanket on top, and we leave it for a couple of days, and that's absolutely perfectly fine. We've done it loads of times and it works a treat. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get the rubber up, stretch it out, cut it, and let it relax for 20 minutes. Right, so this is something I thought I'd show you. It's happened a few times before to us, and generally when it's cold. So this is the 2-part gutter trim. What happens is that goes like that, traps the rubber, and then that little arrow there pops into that slot and clicks it in. Now, what's happened? Look, you see there, look, it's split it. Now I've just checked now, it's 12 degrees in Leeds. Now I know it's not that cold, but that there is cold to the touch, so maybe it's just a bit brittle. What we've done on the past 2, we've used a heat gun. If Davey's got it down there, no, did you bring it around? No, we've got a little heat gun, like a paint stripper gun, and we just apply heat to there as I'm going along, and Davey will apply the heat, and that's what we've done on the past 2 jobs, because I thought it was getting cold. I thought we'd take a chance on this, but obviously it's split, so maybe that's the reason, or maybe not, I don't know. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut it there, we're going to put a new piece in, and we're going to start again. Roof is complete now, so that's that job done. So we're dry now, we can work inside even if it rains next week, which is absolutely fine. Got the floor down, John put the base down, you remember that. We cut the flags back. What we're going to do, we're going to cut the cedar into the step. We'll repair the step down there, and we'll repair the step there as well. Cedar around there, half metal up on the side, that I showed you last time, and metal on the back, so the back's complete. And this is his storeroom in here. So what will happen is his doors will open that way, and he'll have a door and a step down to his drive there. So that's it. That's as far as we've got on this now. It's Friday, so we'll be back on Monday. So that's it. There's a subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner rather. If you'd hit that, please, and leave us a like if you could as well, and any little comments, and I'll try and get back to you. Thank you, and we'll see you Monday.